Disclaimer. Hey guys, this is Sinister Cato back again with a new what if video. So let's get right into the intro.
Big Deku get it on Macy Gray. Yeah. Raindrops, drop top, smoking on cooking a hot box, fucking on your bitch, you thought.
Today we are going to discuss a new what if, and it would be about Deku having binging balls as his quirk, and if you don't know what the quirk is, there would be an explanation in the description below. Also, before we begin the story, I noticed that 79.2% of you guys watching aren't subscribed, so if you could please subscribe and feel free to share the videos to your friends. So without further ado, let's begin. A quick note, Deku will also have a similar personality like Bakugo's, but he has a hero persona that makes him better. So the story begins when Deku was walking with Bakugo home after their playing session. Deku went up to Bakugo and told him that when he manifests his quirks, he hopes it will be better. Bakugo told Deku that no matter what quirk he has, it won't be better than his explosions. As they both walk home, a kidnapper appears in front of them and tried to abduct Deku. Bakugo couldn't do anything and tried to use his explosions, but since he is too young, it barely damaged the kidnapper. Deku then started yelling for help as Bakugo was beat up by the kidnapper. As Deku saw his best friend being pushed to the ground and laying unconscious, Deku's instinct kicked in and bit the kidnapper's hand and went up to Bakugo. Bakugo woke up and said that he won't lose to some low-life kidnapper, but yet again the kidnapper knocked him out and tried to run away as soon as the police started running towards them. The kidnapper then used his quirk, which is that he can turn into a centaur, and started to flee the scene. Deku knew that he won't let the little bastard away that easily, so his miraculously manifested as he shouted that he will find him. Black orbs came out of his mouth as he shouted. The orbs had the teeth of a shark. They then started flying towards the kidnapper and started biting its legs. The kidnapper started screaming in pain as the orbs tried to devour its legs. The police from earlier then caught up with the kidnapper, who was laying unconscious with his legs bleeding. The police then asked what happened, and Deku explained everything to him. An ambulance then arrived on the scene, and also the kid's parents. As the kidnapper was being carried to hospital, Deku went up to Bakugo and thanked him for trying his best to save him, but it's now his time to return the favor. Hours later, Deku also went to get a checkup, since he just activated his quirk and it was different than what both of his parents has. The doctor then happily told Deku's mother the great news about him manifesting his quirk. The doctor then told them what the quirk can do. Miss Midoriya, your son's quirk is quite a rare occurrence. His quirk ended up being different from both yours and your husband's, the doctor explained. But I'm here to tell you all the basic stuff about your son's quirk. His quirk is called binging balls. He can produce black orbs with sharp teeth and eyes, and from my research, your son can use clairvoyance with them and make them talk telepathically. The orbs are made when the boy's body breaks down fat at a molecular level, which will then be reused as material for the orb's body. He can also create bigger ones, but this makes him produce less. The orbs can then eat anything and fly at a very high speed. They can also carry stuff as much as a user can carry. A few minutes later, the doctor finished explaining the quirk and told Deku to take care of himself and to train his quirk so he can able to control it. Deku then quickly smiled and asked if he could be a hero with his quirk. The doctor then said that he could be whatever he wants to be with his quirk. This then gave Deku hopes and having the thought that wow, he is special compared to other people. So we skip 10 years to the future and Deku knows how to fully use his quirks. He could easily rival Bakugo with his orbs and both of them are best friends. In this timeline, Bakugo isn't that hot-headed, but he still is a loudmouth and arrogant. Deku is also kind of arrogant like him, but he is still nice and caring to people. So we start when their middle school teacher enters the room and started telling everyone how well they did on their end of year exam. He then threw the papers in the air, since they really don't matter, because everyone is aiming to be in the hero course. The students then started to activate their quirks. Deku joined in and made some black orbs. Meanwhile Bakugo started laughing and told the teacher to not mix him and Deku with some bunch of wannabes because they are going to UA. The whole class then started to riot and shout at Bakugo. The teacher then calmed everyone and told him that he is one of the people that scored the highest mark on their test, so he could probably pass the exam. The teacher then went up to Deku and told him that he too can go to UA since he was given a recommendation. The whole class then started to chatter and wondered how he got a recommendation. The teacher then told Deku to go to the headmaster's office to talk. When he entered the office, he then got the news that when he saved Bakugo's life since they were a kid and that his academic skills are above the charts, UA wanted him to be a student on their school. Deku then smiled and told them that he won't take the chance and will just go to the exam like everybody else. This then shocked the headmaster. At the end of the day, Bakugo asked Deku what the headmaster told him. He then explained everything and told Bakugo to go ahead without him. This then made Bakugo a bit jealous. Then when walking to catch up with Bakugo, Deku went to a shortcut. This is when he encounters a villain, which was the sludge monster. The monster went up to Deku and told him that he had a nice body to be an invisibility cloak to hide and then tried to take over his body. Deku then struggled, but when the slime tried to go inside Deku's mouth, little black orbs started coming out like bees and started to swarm the villain. The orbs then started to try and eat the villain and the sludge was screaming for help. Deku then stopped attacking as he got up and started making a larger binging orb. The orb then crushed the villain, knocking it out completely and its body scattered around. Since Deku took the villain out really quick, he didn't meet All Might and he just went on his way to Bakugo. After Deku left, All Might arrived and saw that the villain was knocked out unconscious and was splattered around. He then wondered who did this and picked the remaining bodies of the villain and trapped it inside a bottle. Like what I did in one of my what if videos, All Might will still drop the villain and it will take Bakugo's body. So when Deku was walking, he heard a loud explosion nearby and he decided to look onto it. When he arrived, what he saw shocked him. He saw that the villain he just knocked out a few minutes ago has just took someone captive and is terrorizing the city. When Deku went to get a closer look, Bakugo's friends came up to him and explained everything that has happened. Deku then was horrified to know that the one who is held captive is his best friend. Deku then went up to the hero and told them to do something to help Bakugo. The pro heroes then told Deku to quiet down and to wait till more backups arrives. Deku then got tired of waiting as he saw his friend asking for help. He had an instinct that Bakugo will die very soon if he doesn't do anything to save him. His legs then started to move on his own. He passed by the pro heroes who tried to stop him. Then Deku made 2 human-sized bunching balls and some little ones. Deku then went up to the middle and shouted, "I won't let you heroes do nothing while my friend slowly dies." The bunching balls then started to fly and eat the villain. This then made him lose a grip on Bakugo. Then one of the big bunching balls Deku made went to grab Bakugo to safety and the villain started to scream in agony. Deku then went up to Bakugo and stopped the balls from attacking the villain. The balls then started to come back to Deku and disappear. The villain then laughed and said that it was a mistake to do that, but Deku then smiled and told him to look behind him. The 2 giant binging balls were still there and Deku quickly ordered them to crush the villain. It was a very graphic evening that day. The pro heroes had no words to describe what just happened. For now Deku and Bakugo was fine, but the villain was sent to the hospital and was missing almost half of its body since Deku's quirk ate them. Deku and Bakugo was then excused by the pro heroes and praised then for their quirks and hard works. When walking home, Bakugo stopped Deku and told him that he saved him again since they were kids and that he won't ever let that ever happen again. Deku then smiled and told him that he was just repaying on when he tried to stop the kidnapper when they were kids. Bakugo then told Deku that he will train and beat him someday. Deku then smiled and thought of a great idea. He then asked Bakugo if he wanted to train for the UA exam. Bakugo was confused to why he wants to train if he had a recommendation. Deku then told him that he rejected it so he could take the tests instead. Bakugo then started laughing and told Deku that he's stupid for doing that, but then agreed on training since it will be a great experience to find out how to counter Deku's quirk, but All Might is still curious on who helped him finish off the villain and where it went. The next 10 months of training would be released when part 2 comes out, so stay tuned. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe for more videos, and share the video to anyone who you think will like it. So without further ado, goodbye. Love yourself and peace out.